So the Wake of Co-Creation is a workshop for people who find themselves at an impasse, unable to get to a sacred, meaningful existence. The first step towards this existence comes in a painful way because we have to become conscious of our wake. So our wake is this destructive wake that we leave behind us from just living a regular life. And in coming to know our wake, we can become paralyzed with grief and with guilt, and more often than not, we just shove it all away. We try to change. We take a meditation class or a yoga class, or we learn some traditional skills, but our day-to-day life is still unaligned with the earth and with our soul work or our spirit work. I'm offering the Wake of Co-Creation workshop because I feel for many people that there's this, and that against people's best intentions for the planet, our time and our actions are adding up in the wrong column against the earth. And, we might try to reach out again for like spiritual help or to learn some skills to know how to live a good life with the earth. And we might even move out of the city, and years pass. But in our grasping rush to claim sovereignty, we are following the colonial path of conquest. And so we never get there because we're unwilling to change on a fundamental level. We're unwilling to grow up and take on the mantle of responsibility for our own life and for that which surrounds us. We turn away from this adult world, and we develop our private hobbies and our separate private lives, our professional life, our separate family life, often 2 or 3 families, our online life, and separate groups of friends around different interests, and on and on. And then we wonder why we're so fragmented, why we feel so fragmented. And also, we don't have to grow up these days, and there's no elders to kind of bring us back into line, bring us back into our place. We move from one place, from one person, from one job to another, always looking for greener fields and not really deeply connecting with where we are. And then we wonder why we feel so disconnected and scattered. So we're creating our own spells that are ruining this existence in our personal lives. All these separate realities, while appearing to give us endless choices and freedom, often just create more distraction and separation from our soul purpose or our soul work, which arises from being embedded in the community, not from being separate from it. The fruit of our soul work can only come by growing roots into the existing strata of the present. And over time, the nutrients come up and the fruit is developed. For all our evolutionary history, for at least 500,000 years, we've lived as indigenous people, rooted in the land and our community, always with these things in a sacred way. And so almost all the parts of our lives were integrated and transparent for the mass part of our existence. So the way we live now is so unnatural. The compartmentalizing is what enables us to ruin the ecology. And I think we all know this and are striving on some level to have lives that are more integrated and more transparent. So there are reasons why things are the way they are now. You didn't actually accidentally end up down the river without a paddle. So we need to look at and talk about how it happened, because to hack the system, to escape from this cage of our indoctrination, you have to be able to see through our programming. And it's obvious how and what to change in your life and how to do it. And the real question is, how do we find our soul work so we can lead an integrated, connected life with our community and with the earth? So, like all good oracles, I'm going to leave this question of how we find our soul work. And I'm going to leave it with a question. And I'm going to turn it around and say that we don't find our soul work finds us. The more we look, the more we miss what's right in front of us. What we can do is work on becoming embedded with the land and our community. Then our soul work grows from the ground of experience, calling us to attend to the need. We don't create some abstract or ethical, moral, and say, I want to be like this, and then go about pretending to be that thing and suppressing who we actually are. We truly connect in an intersubjective way with reality, with all of reality. And it's not a matter of arbitrary moral or ethic. It's a being present and attending to that present, and then you just do the right thing. And so this is what I'm interested in teaching.